no, Caleb Plant won that fight. No, when I see some.
Oh man, I don't know. I need to check and see. Sands Boxing Academy.
Jamal, yeah, because
I think he is in trouble.
Welcome, fight fans, back to another episode of CBA Talk. This is episode 10. I am Kris Johnson.
I am Cedric Johnson, known as Coach Ced.
Let me go ahead and just start off with this. 25th of March, Caleb Plant versus David Benavidez. What a great fight, Dad. I'm already going to go ahead and ask you the question. Canelo and David Benavidez, what do you think of that fight?
Man, I ain't really ready to talk about that yet. Seriously, because we got to touch base on the fight that happened, man. You know, Caleb Plant, I think, was a smaller guy in this fight.
I don't think he was a smaller guy.
Nah, come on, man. You got David
Benavidez.
Benavidez, man. The dude's a big boy.
He is.
I would have liked to see the weight after that fight. Was it a weight clause after that fight or was not? I don't know.
I don't know. What I do know is that they both weighed in around the same. I think Plant came in, I think, a pound heavier or a half a pound heavier than
that's the weight. That was the weight. That's the weight before.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the weight.
Of course, he's going to be on weight. Not saying, and we know David's a big guy. He's a big guy.
He's a big boy.
Plant ain't that big. Plant ain't that big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not taking anything away from Plant. Plant, I think he was the one. I wanted him to really win that fight. You know, I thought he was gonna win that fight, but he didn't.
Yeah.
David came as the bigger guy, and he dominated that. He dominated that fight, which was. I mean, it was a fight for him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? A bigger guy. I think Plant, his punches, I don't think his punches was hurting him.
Yeah,
he did hit David with some good shots, but he didn't hurt him.
I would say Plant did do good in the beginning of the fight. He did. I mean, but
quick shots, he outboxed. I mean, he put a boxer.
Yeah, he's a boxer. That's his style. He's a boxer. Benavidez is not. Two completely different styles. All right, Benavidez is more of a pressured fighter. He's more pressured, and Caleb Plant's more of a boxer, outside fighter. He outside uses the jab a lot. I knew that coming into this fight that this was going to be a good fight because of they've been for years before, about 4 or 5 years ago, they've been talked about fighting. So this fight has been when Caleb Plant was champion. When he was IBF champion, he was. It was a
fight that needed to happen.
Benavidez and all that. So this fight was already in the makings of happening. So this fight should have, I'm glad it happened now than later.
Well, it had to happen. I mean, who else was out there right now?
There was no one else out there. So it had to happen.
On the beginning of the fight, how you think Caleb did?
Caleb did good during the fight. I would definitely say rounds 1 through 6 was Plant's.
It was boxing.
First round going into it they were feeling each other out.
But do you think he was putting a hurting on?
No. Caleb Plant's not a power. He's not a power puncher. Yeah, he knocked out Anthony Durrell. But let's be honest here. That wasn't off. That was just.
Well, we talking about. Well, I'm not gonna diss Anthony. I know him.
Well, I'm just saying because
as a pro fighter.
I'm just saying because
he's nothing. I mean, I don't think the prime. He was out of his prime.
But no, I was just saying he didn't. I'm saying for the knockout that he did, because everyone, when people think of Caleb Plant, they think of that knockout.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I'm not saying that Caleb Plant doesn't have power, but I feel like most of his knockouts come from just his speed.
His speed and
that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say necessarily that his power. It wasn't hurting. Nothing was hurting Benavidez because he's not a power puncher. Benavidez hits harder than Plant, so I wouldn't say he's a power puncher. I would say most of his knockouts come from his speed and his quickness.
Right.
So I wouldn't say that. No, I don't think none of the shots hurt Benavidez. I think they woke Benavidez up during the fight.
They woke him up.
They woke him up, but it didn't. It wasn't none.
I don't think it was none where he was. How can I say this? Okay, where he was in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like, the Plant didn't have him in trouble where we knew during the later rounds that David Benavidez was going to get knocked out or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bigger guy, man. This guy was big. He stayed in the paint, and he wasn't going nowhere, and he stayed and was scrapping. I just think Plant
was moving a lot.
Plant was moving, but he was outpowered and outsized in this. That I'm thinking he was outsized, man.
I feel like with fights like this, Plant could have really changed up his game plan. I'm not saying, of course, you want to always stick to your style, but I feel like with certain fighters, I feel like you should at least change just little things because not everyone fights the same.
He didn't have much to change.
I mean, I feel like he could have kept his hands up a little bit more.
Definitely, but when you're fighting a bigger guy that's putting a lot of pressure to you, you're right. He had to keep his hands up, but Plant is that sit back style type of fighter.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. He has that sit back type of style to where he keeps his hands low and he kind of he swings his arm back and forth like
this.
Shoot
the jab,
but
come
I
with
feel
the
like
quick 1-2.
He should have at least, changed it up.
Had a different strategy for the bigger opponent.
Obviously, Benavidez he throws a lot of combinations, and so, it's just when you're getting hit, especially when your hands are down, you're most likely to get hit with more shots. I mean, Plant, he was getting caught. What round was it? It was one of the.
He was getting caught. I mean, it was round 8?
It was between 8 or 8,
but
7.
He was getting caught. He was throwing punches, but I think he was off balance too. He was off balance and he was getting tossed around by the big guy.
Yeah, Benavidez was bigger. Yeah, he was. I would say that Benavidez was a little bit bigger. He probably weighed
big
in.
Boy, man.
How much do you think he weighed in? Like,
oh man, I don't know. I need to check and see. What did they have a clause on?
I don't think they did.
I'm telling you, man, the kid wasn't what they weigh in 166.
It was what I think
163.
Plant came in 167, I think, or it was either 166, 167, or 168.
Man, if it was that, he had been in that ring, which that's boxing though. He had been in the 70s. I'm telling you, man, that boy was in the 70s.
Benavidez came in at 166.8.
Came in at 166.
Eliminate. Plant weighed in. So Plant weighed in at 167.2.
Okay.
And Benavidez came in at 166. So he came in up. So Plant, I think this was David Benavidez on the Plant.
I don't know.
Hey,
I mean,
I know is that they both weighed in the same. So I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think styles. I don't think weight. Of course, people are gonna say Benavidez is the bigger guy, but I look at it as like they weighed in almost the same.
They did.
So I don't think. Yeah. I think when I hear people say it, so I'm not gonna just. I feel like style is what helps Benavidez in this fight. I don't think weight or anything or even push around because they both weighed in the same. I think it was his power that pushed Plant. And I think it was his style that pushed Plant around in that fight.
Yeah, he was a common beast, and it was a great fight. Real interesting fight. I had Plant hoping to win that fight.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to outboxing the whole distance of the 12 rounds. I mean, and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I thought Plant was gonna.
David had a different game plan. He came with pressure.
Yeah.
He used his size, which was smart.
Yeah.
He threw a lot of punches.
Used his jab.
Used his jab
real well in that fight.
So
I think, because people are now asking the question after Benavidez won, who's next? Because there are some people. Because after watching that fight, because I'm not really much of a Benavidez fan. This was
neither.
To be honest, this was mostly my first time ever watching a full fight where it was about him. Because I wasn't really a Benavidez type of guy. No offense to Benavidez or the fans or anything. I think Benavidez is a great fighter, but personally at the time, I just thought I was just Benavidez. But now watching this fight, I feel like now it creates a different perspective for him because now that I've actually seen him fight and I've seen how he fights in the ring and I've seen a full 12 rounds.
Right.
Now I look at him differently. So now it's like, oh shoot.
Well, he came to fight and he fought a boxer and he
dominated.
And he boxed a little bit too. I mean, I see a lot of
dominated, but I'll say he used his boxing IQ. He definitely used his boxing IQ.
Yeah.
It's just that he gave Plant trouble to where it was kind of hard for him to kind of get comfortable in the ring with him, because Plant, he's one of those fighters where I won't say he's a slow starter, but Plant, once he gets in his groove, he starts.
And he could mix it up something different too. Like he could go from like a round 5 and do something different. He just couldn't do it on this fight.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I
think he threw combinations, but that's all he had. David Benavidez, he put his hands up to block a lot of those punches too, which was great, but it wasn't nothing that'll hurt him. So I think when Plant knew he couldn't hurt this big beast, you know, he just had to figure out to stay in the fight with him to go to 12 rounds.
Yeah. He almost got, I will bet you one thing, Plant, I'll be honest, watching the fight, I thought Plant was going to get stopped. I thought the ref was going to stop the fight. It was a round.
He was keeping his eye on him.
10, and 11 were scary rounds for Plant, Dad.
Yeah.
Like, his face was bloody. He was getting caught. He would clinch a lot. So Plant was in some real trouble. I'm very surprised that his team didn't throw in the towel, or the ref didn't.
Nah.
Because that's how boxing is now, though.
He wasn't in trouble. He wasn't in trouble like that.
Because look, that's how boxing is now.
But he wasn't in trouble like that. You know,
I felt like he was. I felt like he was. He was in some deep waters.
He was. I don't think he was in trouble like that. I think a lot of those shots was a tussle. With someone was him tussling. Now he was getting caught with some crazy punches. You're right about that. But it was nothing that I don't think he couldn't handle. But that's why, you know, he lost this fight.
Yeah, he lost the fight. And I think watching, especially towards the end of the fight, I think I kind of knew in the back of my head, I was like, I think Plant lost this. Let's be honest here.
Yeah,
because
he lost.
I'm a Plant fan. I'm a Caleb Plant fan, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Caleb Plant won that fight. No, when I see someone losing the fight, they lost the fight. That's just how I am. So
he lost the fight.
They lost. So I knew Plant lost the fight.
It was a great fight. He lost the fight.
Had heart though. Great heart.
Where does his career goes now?
I don't know. To be honest, Plant.
He still got some stuff in him, but
definitely.
Where will he go from not beating David?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll put. No.
You can't.
To be honest, I don't really know what's next for Plant. I definitely still feel like he can still do great things in the future. Definitely, of course. But I just don't know what his next plan should be. I think that should be discussed with him and his team.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But for David, this opened up a lot of opportunities, a lot of doors for Benavidez. He beat Caleb Plant. I'm not saying that Caleb Plant was like the best fighter in that division, but Plant is a good fighter.
Yes.
He gave Canelo. I feel like he gave Canelo a run for his money, just a little bit. I feel like
So what's next for him? Who are they talking?
Man, after watching that, like I said before, it made me look at Benavidez differently now. So now I look at Canelo and I look at Charlo.
Okay. And Canelo, he's a smaller guy, but he is strong.
He is strong.
That fight, I don't see them jumping on that so quick.
How do you feel like with him and I think it's Jamar Charlo?
I think one of them is it Jamal?
Jamal, yeah, because Jamal's
I think he is in trouble. He ain't been active.
Yeah. See, that's one thing. I'm not gonna hold rant about the Charlos.
Neither.
I don't want to rant about it, but I'm just gonna just say this. They don't fight. They don't fight much for the level of skill that they have and the type of level and what type of fighters they are and all that, knowing that one of them's undefeated and one of them is undisputed champ.
Mm-hmm.
They don't, I don't know, they're not as active as, as at least I would be if I was a champion.
I'm pretty sure something in the making.
That's Canelo. See, Canelo, he's an active champ. He's an active champ because
he's
he's
active
fighting.
Champion. So I think it'll be a good time.
Undisputed, he's fighting. Charlos, they barely fight. And I'm not disrespecting the Charlos, but it's just, I'm giving it how it is. I'm not gonna sit here, oh, Charlos, oh yeah, good, oh yeah, Charlo this, Charlo that. No, I'm not gonna sit here and do that. But the episode's not about them. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and rant. I'm not gonna sit here and let y'all sit through me ranting about the Charlo brothers. But I would say that one of Benavidez, he would give one of them a problem.
I think he will too. I think he's a big threat right now in that weight class.
Yeah.
I think he's was it a belt up? Wasn't no belt for this fight?
No, it wasn't no belt up for this fight, I don't think. Because I don't think Benavidez
so he got to go for
he got to go for one of the he got to go for Canelo. Yeah, he got to go for Canelo. Canelo has all the belts. He got to go for Canelo.
I think that fight's going to happen.
Yeah.
And who will walk away with that? I mean,
now that's the question.
That'll be a good fight.
And I got to figure that out because obviously Canelo, I think Canelo does have a fight coming up. I got to do more research on his opponent, but I know Canelo, he has a fight coming up. So we're going to see what happens after that fight. I feel like him and Benavidez will be a great fight. But Canelo's last performances, I don't know. It's just, I feel like Canelo, I'm not saying he lost. I'm not saying he lost that. All I have to say is it's not the Canelo that I was used to seeing.
Right.
If I could say that. It's not especially after the Bivol loss that he took, which was I would think was a very painful loss for Canelo because everyone obviously thought, I mean, let's be honest here, with the zone and all that, they were interviewing him and they was showing clips of him and his highlights and his knockouts, so you would already think, oh, they favoring Canelo to win this fight. So everyone thought Canelo was going to win this fight, and then for him to lose by decision, it was kind of like shock, like dang. Even I after the fight, I put it on my story, my Instagram story. I put it biggest upset of the year. Yeah. Because it really was an upset. Everyone was shocked that Canelo got his second loss because his only loss.
You got a lot of Canelo fans. So you got a lot of Canelo fans who's going to, gonna ride on his boat. Yeah. And you got some that's gonna say otherwise. But I think other than that, he's still a hot ticket, man. I mean, he's still a hot ticket. He's still a big seller. Yeah. He got all the belts. Yeah. Whether he deserve all the belts? I mean, I don't know. If he don't fight the big boy, I'm gonna call him Big Boy. I'm changing the name, man.
He's Mexican Monster.
He's the Mexican Monster.
That's what Mike Tyson called him.
He's the Mexican Monster, and Mike Tyson was right because I got respect for him, and he looked like a monster over Caleb Plant. That's why I was talking about the size and the weight afterwards, the regular weigh-ins, because the guy just was a beast in there. You know what I'm saying? And he I think he was throwing Caleb around. And I mean, so now you're talking about him and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's short, stronger guy.
But he's strong. I feel like he's stronger though.
But will he be able to stay in the pocket? Can he be that? Can David be that aggressive guy that's inside Canelo, willing to bang with him? Canelo could pop too.
I know.
He don't move a lot. Can he take those punches and be there with a guy who's willing to stay in that pocket with him, who have actually stood up to bigger size guys. So, just like that last fight Canelo fought. He fought out there.
Triple G or?
Nah.
Bivol?
Bivol.
Oh, Bivol, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So Canelo is used to that bigger size.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure.
But he can also, but with that Bivol fight, it shows that he can get outpointed because Canelo, because you got to look at it. You got to look because Bivol, he used his long jab, used his long arm, and then when Canelo did get him on the ropes and did pop shots, Bivol he took those shots, and then went back to combinations, move, So it's Benavidez definitely has a chance. After watching that fight, I feel like Benavidez should study that fight. I feel like that's a great fight to study if you are gonna fight Canelo. I feel like the Bivol fight is a good fight to study because that definitely showed Canelo's weaknesses.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Because you know, Canelo.
I'm interested in seeing that fight happen, and I'm interested in seeing what's next.
Yeah.
For the big monster, right?
Yeah.
All right, I respect that name because
the big monster. Yeah, that's your new nickname. Mike Tyson came up with the Mexican monster. Yours is the big monster.
Okay, the big monster.
The big monster.
He was the big monster in there. He was the big monster that night with Canelo. I mean, with Caleb Plant. With Caleb Plant, excuse me. But okay, on the boxing scene, man, and who's next? I know we gonna be folding into April.
Don't get me started, man. Don't get me started.
We're gonna touch a little bit. We ain't gonna touch too long. I ain't gonna
get too excited.
We ain't gonna touch too long on this, but we're gonna touch a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So you got the matchup between you got Tank, and then you got there you go, man. See, we're sitting to argue. If we wasn't on field, we'd be arguing all day. So you got Tank and then Garcia. Who do you have winning that fight?
Well, Ryan Garcia. Nah, let me not even do that. No, Tank. Obviously, Tank. Tank's gonna. Listen, I'm not gonna completely just bash down Ryan Garcia. Ryan, I guess you have a chance. But look. I don't.
Do we have a great chance? And I'm not gonna get to the weight part, man. We ain't gonna talk about all that. Man, let's not talk. We ain't gonna talk about all that.
Okay.
The reason why, because he took the fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go in. You be a man. Go in. And if you can beat him, beat him. I don't think you're gonna beat Tank. Tank is the top. Tank is the man right now. Tank is like a little Mike Tyson. I'm telling you, man. That boy. Making me cough.
Yeah, but no, look, it's one of those things where, you know, obviously, you know, it's a lot on Ryan because I know we wasn't gonna, weight clause and all that, the controversy, but it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just glad the fight's happening.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Because we don't
the fight fans need to see this.
Because this is what boxing
is all about.
We need this. This is what boxing's all about. We need these big fights. These are two undefeated prime young champions.
Man.
And they're fighting.
And I'm glad that you seeing it in your time.
That's one thing that I'm mad about my generation is that back in the day when everyone was fighting.
Oh, they would fight, man.
Oh, they was fighting.
My time, they would fight. See, I was fighting and they was fighting.
I wasn't getting fights I'm not getting fights. I'm just glad that we're getting fights like this because it's like when I get older, oh son, I should tell you about when Gervonta Davis fought Ryan Garcia. I can say that because the fight's actually happening because
the fight's on.
Obviously, I'm sad that Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, But
other than that, we ain't gonna talk about that.
But I'm glad that this fight is happening. I'm glad that DAZN and Showtime actually teamed up to make this fight happen, which surprised me a lot. I just want to mind you, that surprised me a lot. And when DAZN and Showtime, they came up with a deal, and it was like, hey, let's just make this fight happen, April 22nd. So, I'm just glad that the fight's happening. I am very excited for this fight.
Me too. I'm excited.
I'm going to say it right now. This is going to be the biggest fight of the year. No matter what happens, this is going to be the biggest. I think they already sold out on tickets.
Yeah? What we got? Not even a month out?
Yeah, we got, a month left until the fight happens. So,
probably.
Listen,
I don't know.
We knew that this fight was going to make big money. I mean, these are two young prospects,
and both of them hungry.
Yes, and then they're main
I'm excited. I'm not saying. I think Tank gonna win.
I think Tank's gonna win too.
I ain't gonna tell you how I think.
Yeah, that's for another episode. That's for another episode.
But I'm glad these two is getting in the ring. I'm glad they fighting. And my bets will be made. And, Hey, I will talk about it at Ced's Boxing Academy. So at the gym, meet me at the gym, and I'll tell you all the bets and all that good stuff that I'm thinking.
Yeah, but that's really all I have to say about Plant, Benavidez, Tank, and Ryan Garcia. I don't know if that's all you have to say, Dad, because I got everything out of me.
I'm
next
done.
episode. I ain't talking no more about
this
Ryan
fight was a good fight. It's over with. This fight, I guess we'll be getting back with y'all when the big fight happens.
When the big fight happens. So we'll be releasing new episodes on upcoming fights, upcoming fighters, and just boxing news in general. So I am Kris Johnson.
I am Cedric Johnson, known as Coach Ced.
Please subscribe, like, and check out all of our videos at Ced's Boxing Academy. And go ahead and check out our website at cbapromotions.com. And yeah,